This is part 31 of Bootstrap tutorial. In this video, we'll discuss the Bootstrap panel component. Here, we have the list of classes that are useful when creating panels. Panel class creates the panel. Panel default, this class applies the default contextual styling to the panel. Other contextual state classes like panel primary, success info, etc. can also be used. We also have classes for creating panel heading, title, body, and footer. Let's look at these classes in action. Let's create a panel with a header, body, and footer. Let's flip to Visual Studio now. What we have here at the moment is some text content. So if we view this page in the browser, this is how that text content is rendered by default. Let's wrap this content inside a panel. So to create a panel, all we need to do is create a div element with class set to panel. Now let's move this text content inside this panel. Let's also use panel default class to apply the default contextual styling. Let's save our changes, and when we reload our page, notice the content is now present inside a panel, but there is no padding between the panel border and the text content. So let's move this text content inside panel body. To create panel body, we need to create a div element with class panel body. Let's move this content inside panel body. Now when we reload this page, we get the padding as expected. Let's also include a heading for our panel. To include a heading, we create a div element with class panel heading. Our heading is going to be what is Bootstrap. Now when we reload our page, notice we get the heading. Let's place this heading inside an h3 element, and let's set its class to panel title. Notice now we get a different style. Let's also include a panel footer. To create a panel footer, we create a div element with class panel footer, and within the footer let's display Prajim Tech. Let's save our changes, reload the page. Notice we also get the panel footer. Now at the moment we are using panel default class, which applies the default contextual styling. If you want other contextual styles, you can also use other contextual state classes like panel primary. So panel primary would give us this color, and similarly we can also use panel info, and that would give us this color. We can also use other contextual state classes. Here is the HTML. Now let's discuss an example of including tables inside panels. So we want to place a table between panel body and panel footer. So let's flip to Visual Studio. So between panel body and panel footer, let's create a table. Let's set its class to table, and inside this table element we need to create table header and table body. In the interest of time, I have already copied the required HTML to the clipboard, so I'm going to paste it right here. So inside this table element we have a table head. So within table head we have ID, first name, last name, and email, and we have table body. Here we have 3 rows where we have values for ID, first name, last name, and email. So let's save our changes. When we reload this page, notice we get a table between panel body and footer as expected. And here is the HTML for that. Thank you for listening and have a great day.